Hey friends, and welcome back to my home studio. If you don't know me, hello, my name is Kim and I am an artist. We've been having so much rain here the past few months, so it feels like spring hasn't really arrived yet. But I am seeing lots of new little flowers popping up and little lambs in the field, so that's making things a lot more cheerful. I don't know if it's been the weather or the fact that I've been drawing every day for a few months now, but I started feeling the need to step away and take a nice little rest for a bit. It got me thinking about how getting away from things can help you reset and come back with a fresh perspective. So relax, get your favourite drink, and let's go. Before we start though, I just wanted to mention my Patreon. Some of you have been asking to see more of my work, and my Patreon is the perfect place for that. I've been keeping it updated for a few years now, so there's this huge archive of content available that contains process videos, sketches, blog posts, and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's also a fantastic way to support me making more of these videos, so if you're interested, please find it in the description below. As I've been documenting my life on YouTube these past few months, I've been thinking about my creativity and my approach to my art. I've had this sketchbook since about 2015 and I'm just getting to the last few pages now, so that shows how much I've been neglecting it. I've been so focused on finishing big paintings all the time that the playful side of my process got brushed off to the side, and I just forced myself into this place of endless production rather than being fully present with my work. A lot of us are brought up with the idea that rest must be earned, which is fine if you can maintain a healthy balance for that. But what happens if you think you've never done enough to earn a break? I'm one of those people that feels really guilty about rest. Sometimes it's good to push yourself out of a rut or through something important you need to do, but it's all about balance, and sometimes forcing things just leads to burnout. So, I've had some time off scheduled for a while now, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, I've made plans to go to places that I don't usually get to go to, and I'm really excited. First on my list of places to go is this beautiful house that's set in huge parkland. I've been here before twice, but I always find something new every time I'm here. The best thing about getting away from my studio for a bit is that I get the chance to experience new things that can serve as inspiration for future artwork. I often find that when my ideas have dried up, that's a sign to go out and do other things apart from making art. The original house that stood here was built during the medieval period. However, the current house was built during 1660, with major renovations occurring in the 1850s. It was left derelict for some years, but has been slowly restored to what we see today. The current house itself is meant to be haunted, and on one of my visits when I was much younger, me and my dad actually heard an old radio tuning itself. Upon further inspection, we discovered that the wire that would plug it in was cut off and frayed, so that's a bit spooky. The parkland itself has a history spanning at least 2 millennia. There has been evidence of occupation on this land since the Neolithic period, and during the Iron Age a farm existed on the property. Across the parkland is the original castle that was built in the 12th century. It's a little way from the current house, but the walk is a great one and the views from the top are amazing. It's wonderful how much of this structure still stands. As difficult as it can be, I think it's really important for me to distance myself from my work sometimes, especially when you're doing something like art, because it can be this thing where you get up in your head a lot and you end up going to some really weird places and you start second guessing everything you're doing. So it's nice to just take a breather for a while and take a step back. I always forget, but getting that perspective on my work helps me remind myself about what's really important to me and helps me take myself less seriously.
Sometimes when I take a break, I end up feeling guilty about it. I always feel like I should be doing something productive or useful with my time. And this is a bit of an unhealthy mindset to have. I've grown up feeling like you had to earn taking a break, and as a result, I kind of feel like I've never done enough. So one of the things I'm going to do this week to remedy that is go out to some places where I'd normally try and film footage for this, and I am going to force myself not to film, seeing as that's technically working for me, and just be fully present in the moment and have a rest. And not constantly be thinking, what's going to make a good shot? What's going to be interesting in a vlog? So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
In our hustle culture society, there's this idea that constant productivity equals success. But the reality is that pushing ourselves too hard can lead to burnout and diminishing returns. If you think about it, it's like running on a treadmill at full speed without ever stopping to catch your breath. Eventually, you're just gonna collapse from exhaustion. I think it's important to remember that taking a break isn't laziness, it's self-care. It's giving yourself permission to recharge and refuel so that you can come back stronger and more focused. Just like how you need to rest your muscles after a workout to allow them to repair and grow, your mind also needs downtime to rejuvenate. Writer Alan Watts said, "Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone." This quote is usually attributed to meditation, but it encapsulates the idea that sometimes the best way to solve a problem or to gain clarity is by stepping back and allowing things to settle naturally. In the context of creativity, this means that sometimes the most productive thing we can do is to take a break and let our thoughts settle. Art doesn't get made in a vacuum, and now that I've taken the time to step away, it feels exciting to get back to it again. My aim is to remember this for the future and to keep working through dismantling the mindset of unhealthy productivity. Our creativity is like a tide. When it's high, we feel energetic and full of ideas, and when the tide recedes again, it's time to turn our attention elsewhere. So if you've been feeling frustrated with whatever it is you're doing, maybe this is your sign to go out into the world and do something else for a while. Just come back to it later. I hope you've enjoyed my little reset and refresh vlog. I think spring is a really good time to do this type of thing. Thank you for spending time with me today, and remember to like, leave a comment, and maybe tell me about any resets you've been doing for spring. Thanks, guys.